Joy, Gill, we are live. Can you believe it? Good to see you. Now, we'll just take 30 seconds, 40 seconds.
Good to see you, Steve. How you doing?
Very good to see you. We'll just let people get their alerts, catch up, start coming into the live stream. So that's them starting to come in now.
Okay.
So while they are joining us, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good stuff. And I believe you've got
It's
a
a bit
nice
windy
little...
here, a bit wild, but you know.
Yeah, it's wild here as well. And you've got a nice presentation for us tonight, all about the wonders of essential oils and aromatherapy.
I have. I've been doing them for nearly 30 years now. Had somebody in the treatment, and she told me that in the last, some anti-inflammatories for painful to it and a bleed, and like shook my head. She thought, what do you do? What anti-inflammatory? Grab a lavender oil or a herb oil or something and rub on my foot. I reached for, a paracetamol or an ibuprofen or Voltarol. It's just this thing I do. The last, when it was about 5 years ago when I moved something, I took some paracetamol then, as well as oils and icing.
Well, that's an important one because we're
elevating.
All, yeah.
But I use it on everything.
Yeah, that's an important one, Joy, because we're all about replacing things, aren't we? Like replace the paracetamol with something more natural.
You too clearly. Replacing.
I said it's all about replacing things like paracetamol with something more natural.
Yes, to me it's sort of preventative. It's not just when you have a pain or an indigestion or whatever it is. It's actually about like now, because I've had some basil and some rosemary. Just sniffed it because that will work a little bit faster and more sensible talking. So I just use them in my shampoo, in my shower gel. Just make them up, whichever blend I want for that day. Lift my mood.
And there's
yes, sir.
And there's a question there. I'm interested in natural pain relief as I'm allergic to lots of pharmaceuticals. What would be a natural pain relief then? What kind of oils would you go for there?
Right, a natural would be lavender. Although when somebody says they're allergic to I'd be dubious about that. People with allergies to pharmaceuticals quite often are sensitive to a lot of things. So I would, be patch testing them. But the herbs, and again, it really depends because different pains are caused by different. The whole thing about medicine is that when Western medicine says you're in pain, here's a painkiller, don't have a good blow to muscle, so their muscles hurt, but actually what you need is an oil to dilate muscle. Lavender oils are very good analgesic. But again, it's like, is it a nerve pain? Is it a muscle pain? It's not as simple. It is.
Yeah, and yeah, Joy, your signal keeps breaking up a wee bit. I don't know if it's your network strength or whatever. My network strength seems quite good on the left-hand panel.
Quite possibly, because you're breaking up for me.
Yeah. I don't know if we can change this. I'm not hearing all the info yet. Like 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Now, Joy, what are you connected to internet-wise?
Now you're asking me a technological person.
So you're on your laptop here?
Yeah, I'm connected to a router. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense, and it should. Maybe you've got a storm down your way tonight, so maybe that storm is playing havoc with your internet. That could be part of this problem.
Sorry.
That's okay. We can't avoid the technical issues. Can I just ask the viewers to bear with us? Yeah, can I ask the viewers to sort of bear with us and just tune in as much as you can, and we'll see if we can get through this, because we have half an hour for it anyway, and we just want to see if we can, get through this for you. If we have to do it again, we will, but we'll see how we go. Now, Joy, you've got
Okay.
so you've got a presentation. Let's see if that maybe works a bit better on screen. Let's try that. We'll put your screen up just now, if that's okay. Okay. So we've got you on screen, and we're going to talk about your presentation for essential oils.
Right. Can you see that? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just going to talk through this. I can't see the screen now, so if okay, so I've done.
No, we can see you. We can hear. Okay.
A presentation of a few slides. So thank you very much for coming along tonight. I am Joy. Open Pages have a listing on there, and that's working very well for me. Journey of aromatherapy tonight to show how you can use these simple but powerful. If any of you are on here tonight who have tried to get a GP's appointment and can't, and you'll decide to take care for yourself. So I'm going to cover a very, very brief history. I'll explain the brand that I use and sell and why I use and sell them, common ways to use them at home, how to balance the blend. And I think that is the thing that I really want to get across. Those can be notes, and I'll go into that. And I've got a group of 12 different oils things tonight just for you. Actually been around, we're getting on for about 80 years. And we're very pleased that René Gatfoss put lavender oil and not hydrochloric acid or something to the nearest thing he had next to him, which happened to be lavender, quickly and healed. If you haven't got oil in the house, I would say get a bottle in, or where you do your ironing, because brilliant. It is one of the few oils you can put neat on the under the cold water to take the heat out of it, and then put lavender on. If it's a burn, it'll just take the pain out of it. But with medical supplies being low, a doctor was using World War II. So they're really the two early pioneers of aromatherapy. But we can actually go back a lot further. I mean, thousands of years, when gums and Egypt, for the first that know the nativity story, resins and gums, hyssop and spikenard, myrtle are also mentioned. Sort of have a conversation with me about this is all new age. No, lavender out there. I think if if Jesus had been born in the UK, lavender and rose and other things that we grow locally, they had what they had. Coming forward, the Romans used essential oils in massage and aromatic. The usually throughout Europe, pomander with orange and clove were used in the Black Plague. The common and put fire together as the people that were going around in the Black Plague, actually viral, antibacterial. And the famous cold pepper with extracts from herbs, not essential oils. So they're based in the UK. I've used them ever since I qualified in 1993. They supply to sell on. If you go, if you see the amphora aromatics at the to buy, if you click on the postcode, you'll see that my old business that was A Joy of Health, I'm now, but you can also buy them elsewhere. So I am a recognised stockist. And at the bottom are the trade councils and the association for organics and the aromatherapy trade council there. So the plants and the oils have been around, seeing them as oils that are distilled or extracted from the plant is relatively new. In the last sort of 2 years, you say, oh, you know, when you start talking about, you know what, or better, you know, there, dear, off you go. But there's now hundreds of articles. You only need to put into a search any oil, and the chances are that PubMed will have something, ivory oxytocin on postmenopausal women. I don't know if I can get any of the Bacter, which is a food poisoning, and an oil that sides down with oil when you do your turkey on Christmas Day. This is the day. Oops. We've missed one. Smell, and this isn't just the latest virus. Common has been for as many viruses have been around, really. The smell training, not steroids, is the best treatment for smell loss, types of cells, and sniffing them for 20 seconds each, twice a day. You say eucalyptus and peppermint, but quite pungent. And they are likely to be the first to come back, and then following. And I've put rose geranium there, and some peppermint, are very pungent. Lemon and geranium are slightly different notes too. Very powerful liquids, amazing healing abilities on all levels, mind, body, logical. They contain chemicals known to have therapeutic benefits as those of divine universal medicine. I don't know whether there's any more. I know there was one that was interesting, and they work with oils in a very, very different way. So spiritual can be enhanced with their use. And we'll go into it. So people, it's probably in massage. And the rule of thumb is, as a person who is, if they've not got a ready-made blend, the half of the base oil. So if you're making up just a small thing, sort of at home, 10 mils in, if you're making up 20 mils, then it's 10 drops. Oils, mixing, and begins. Because when somebody is wanting it for pain relief, as some attitudes towards their pain, while somebody might to the fact, and some people, dare I say, you know, having that pain, them react in a certain way that everybody around them expects them to react. And so there are some people that play on their pain. So you would look for an oil with properties, but one for the, so rather than have one that's a painkiller and one that's the one that hits those spots, it's better. But the chances are we don't all have an amateur one at home. To deal with a chronic problem, oils are to put it in lotion, plain body lotion in the same ratio. So if you've got a bottle of a body lotion, you'd put 125 of an essential oil, but it'd probably be a blend. Okay, now you've got it daily after you shower, bath, morning or the evening. I've got a little caveat. If you imagine eating a piece of ginger, squeeze the oil out of that, got like the hottest part of the plant. Why in the UK and I believe in Europe, but certainly in the UK, we are not at all. I know people do, but they are not insured in the UK. Not what I sell. I wouldn't recommend anybody put food. Okay, I just want to make that really, really clear. Essential oil, again, either to the whole bottle, or what I do is the palm of my hand and then put a drop wash my hair. That way I can change it up every day. And at the bottom it says basil, peppermint and rosemary are favourite to use in this way, because the ones, if I've got a busy sort of brain food in a way. Natural oil will be one of 3 notes: top, middle or base. Put a perfume on and you smell it if you're in the store. The first initial scent that you'll get is when you go back and sniff again, the perfume's changed, and that's the general. The next day or later on that day, what you have coming through will be the base notes over off the floor. If you put them the next day, you pick them up and put them back on again, then you're general, not always, but in general, the top notes are stimulating, base notes are sedating, and the middle guiding which oil you're going to use for when you want to use. Today, if you were making a body lotion, carrier oil, okay, oils, if you were going to use it in the morning, so you've had a shower and you're going to go off to work, then you use the middle 2 drops of the base. If you're coming home from work and you have a shower, 2 drops of the top, 3 drops of the middle, and 5 in the base. Things in a bath or diffuser burner. You know, peppermint is coming home in the evening. I would put peppermint in a burner at all, probably. So again, depending on the same things, depending on whether it's going to be a morning shower or sort of an added directly to the bath, but they don't mix with the water. they float on top, and some is to get a book and check these things out. And care obviously needs to be taken not to children, for example. Have you out and you sort of smell the perfume or the aftershave of your first love? You will probably all say yes, and you are instantly transported to that person, whoever it may be, back in that time. Steve and I are a good few years old. I don't know what the rest. Aramis, my 20s. It's almost like I'm back in the 20s. I'm in the same pub. I'm with the same flood. My memory, because our sense of smell is actually closely to our limbic system and our memory system. And the picture here is the scents are carried up the nose, the back of our nose, which we all shoved up there really, to the cribriform bulb, the nerve which takes our sense of smell into the brain, is situated. It's for anybody knows anything about cranial nerves, it's our first cranial nerve, because to do with our survival. If fish has gone off, we want to be able to smell it. If there's gas in the closely linked to our survival. To be honest, there's not a big deal. Burners obviously come with, which can be an issue. Diffusers are generally plugged in, battery operated, or diffusers is they do eject their vapor quite high into the atmosphere. So if you have burners are actually better. Vapor doesn't come off as high. It's kept more, whereas diffusers, as I say, they eject the vapor quite high into the atmosphere. Essential oils can be used, around pets. My Facebook page on the 24th, around about 1 o'clock, there's a YouTube video of somebody explaining around pets. Basically, don't close on the windows and keep your pets within a car being diffused or burnt. As long as the pet can get out of the environment, if something isn't able to with them, they'll just get up and leave them, let them out. There are some essential citrus oils that cats can't. I mean, if the citrus fruits, if you have a citrus fruit, a cat is like learn them. I think there's far more chemicals in plug-in fragrances and things people have in the house, oils. So this is the offer that I have picked, and I've picked them for the reasons that it's a very broad range. So what we have in the top left is bergamot, which is what I call my January blue. Antidepressant, some people call it. It's just a bit fed up, and we want to see the longer days coming. Bergamot's agree, that's got bergamot in it. The one across the top there is eucalyptus or chestigans. But a word of warning again: doors open, let them escape. Top right hand there is frankincense, good for meditation. Those purpley looking things, that's juniper berry, good detoxifier, because it's good for detoxing all the things that we've eaten over the Christmas and New lemon, which is very good for the circulation, for blood, for arthritis. Again, not so much the circulation, but good for pains, good if you can't sleep. Probably 3 or 4 bottles of lavender scattered around the house. One of them is by the side of my bed, drop or 2 under the pillow. I don't put it too near and I'm away. Next one is mandarin. Again, it's a very good sort of, just not I defy anybody to take the top off a bottle of a mandarin or a tangerine, sniff it and have mood elevated. It's one in the left hand corner down the bottom, which looks a bit nice. Good for in the summer, keeping midges away. Put a bit in on holiday in the evenings. It's the sort of thing that you'll find in canned, same thing. There, which is a good one for ground January, to sort of ground yourself. Very good at the moment, for keeping me grounded on this planet Earth, because I think a lot of us find us worrying about what's going on. Peppermint in the middle at the bottom there, good for stomach, cooling or heating. Peppermint is a strange one. It can cool you or it can heat you up. The 1/3, 4th along, that's very good for memory. Be absolutely fantastic for antiviral, antibacterial. Very good one to burn. I would probably burn tea tree. It's quite a medicinal smell. Really put that with a an orange or a lemon, just to make it smell slightly. What to add with that, or lemongrass. So I have put together that bundle. That is on the website. Put a link up for us in the group. Now, for £55 into that, a base oil, not 100 mils, but 250 mils, what I would normally sell in that bundle. So that's being doubled. I'm also, and a free book, which I will possibly show you when we come off screen share later, home use, and it's really, really simple. The oils are listed in there, and then it tells you what you can use them for adults, and the best way to use them, so whether you could buy it. So all of those have been added, that bundle of oils. You're getting extra base oil. Now, if anybody takes a look at that and says others, if you make a purchase of when this is in for you, okay, going on to Precious and Steve, because I can't see a clock.
We're okay just now. It's just the sound still a bit jittery.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, we're just running a wee bit over, but that's
Precious
fine.
and Sacred. Okay, these are for spiritual or soul work, of course, in where we will be working with those sacred oils. So if anybody's me, or you can either go to my Facebook page, which is at Aligned with, as I say, I am on the Awaken pages of the business, so you can get me on there. Okay, so questions that we have left. And I don't know where you are.
Okay, Joy, that's a very comprehensive presentation. The challenge was hearing it all the time.
Okay.
So your bandwidth was just in and out a bit. I've got some ideas on how we replay that in a more digestible format for them. But yeah, that was good. One viewer there was asking, do you do any courses, Joy?
I haven't done courses. I've done work. Yes, I have done workshops, but not courses as such.
And you've got a course coming up in January where people can...
The course I have coming up in January is a spiritual soul development course. It's not one on using sort of aromatherapy oils for, you know, arthritic pain or psoriasis or eczema or anything like that. It really is for people who want to develop their spirituality. Yeah.
I've just put that up on the screen, Joy, where we're chatting.
Okay.
So that's the special offer there that's been linked in, and I'll make sure that's linked back into the group. So it's 12 different essential oils, Joy.
There's 12 different oils, and they've got the names there that I have picked. Now, where you see it says full kit, if somebody doesn't want the full kit, ignore the minus £47 and all that. That's just the way the web shop works. Okay, so if somebody doesn't want the full kit, if they just say, I just want frankincense and juniper, and then if you go onto the shop, there's another, I haven't sent you the link for the shop, have I? If you go onto my website and go onto the shop and put, you know, 5 different oils together, I'll throw some bonuses in.
Is this like the Christmas bundle?
As a Christmas bundle, yeah.
Okay.
Again, I think you can sort of drop down there. You know, you can buy one of those. You know, all of them. That if you go, you're not on the shop. Could you go back?
I can go to the shop. Yeah.
If you go on there. Okay, if you scroll down, okay, the aromatherapy 100% essential oils. So that's all the ones that I have got. So people might want to pick something from there. You know, they might want a black pepper or anything that's not in the, and they can do that.
And they can build up that offer.
Yeah, I've just sort of picked 12 that are, but it's, as I say, if somebody picks, because some of them are quite expensive. I mean, chamomile comes in at like £15-16. So if somebody wants to buy that with a few other oils and it comes to £55, I'll throw in the bonuses as well.
But they can pick up the phone to you anyway, can't they, Joy? They can, and you'll chat them through some of this. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the key. That's the key, isn't it? That I think the sounds come back a bit now, Joy. I think your network connection's back to being good again.
All right, okay.
But had dropped down. So let's just stand right at no.
I'll let them read this time.
So the sound has fixed itself at the end. But let me try and summarize this. Joy, you've created this presentation where there's a lot of information there for people. Now, information was on the screen as we were watching it, guys. So, okay, we couldn't always hear Joy, but the information was there. We'll make sure that the information gets to you. The key is here, Joy's very good to deal with, and she really knows these oils. She's got some deals on for our Awakened community, and we're in the business of talking to people. We're not in the business of 2 clicks and it's a soulless Amazon order. These oils could be essential in every sense of the word for you or a family member, and I think it's a good idea for you guys to pick up the phone, maybe get some advice, tell Joy what it is, the issues that you and your family member are having or what you're hoping to achieve. She'll help you diagnose and prescribe some oils in the loosest sense of the word, Joy. And I think she'll find the right solutions for you. She's good at this job and she's got a special offer on just now. So we do like to keep these things to half an hour. We've run over a wee bit, Joy, but that's fine. We kind of expect to do that. What I would say is we'll come back to all the members and I'll post in that presentation. I've got an idea on how we get that presentation right for you, Joy.
Okay.
Okay.
And as I say, I'm trying to upload it as a PDF onto my website. So if anybody wants to download it from there, I don't know quite. I'm just looking at that one that came in at 1937 that says, I love Joy. I don't know who it is. It just says Facebook user.
See, it's funny which ones stand out to you. See,
It's just the one at the top. I'm just like,
I never saw it. I never saw anything I love Steve. That's the problem for me, Joy. I saw that one I love Joy and I just ignored it. I was like,
I have no idea who it is.
I just thought
it's Lisa. It's Lisa.
I just thought somebody's drunk and getting carried away.
Well, I know it's not my husband because he doesn't use Facebook. I've made him an admin of Aligned with Joy just in case I post anything on Facebook, you know, sends me and says I've got a ban. But
Joy, I mean, oils like peppermint and that mandarin, you know, it's interesting. Like I quite like that kind of statement. You know, I defy anybody to pick up a bottle of mandarin and not have their mood elevated.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want that? It's a wee something you can, a wee pick me up when needed.
It's just cheap.
Yeah. But it's a great little tool that a lot of people are probably not using. Why not? Is that a wee book you've written, John?
It's not a book that I've written. This is the book that's the bonus that I was saying that when it come on to screen share, off screen share. It's just really simple. The oils are in there. Tells you how to. I'm not quite sure where the camera is. How to use them. I love it.
Yeah.
So that's part of the bonus that comes with those 12. Well, I say any oils.
But do you know what it is? It's self-help. It's low cost. You know, it's natural. You know, you're getting away for you can't see your doctor. Maybe it's the answer that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So what I would say to people is these are great Christmas presents. It could be an amazing Christmas present. It could be a life-changing Christmas present, but it could be just part of your own health and well-being strategy. Have a look, get in touch with Joy, whether it's one little bottle of peppermint that you want to sniff for the next 20 years. Joy, you said to me a bottle would last for 10 years or something, didn't you? A bottle of peppermint, did you?
If all you're doing is sniffing it, and keep the top. I mean, they are alcohol, or they've got a high alcohol content. So if you don't keep the top on them, they will evaporate.
Yeah, okay.
So you do need to keep the top on them. But if all you're doing is sniffing it, it will last forever. I've got some oils, and some oils, the base oils, they get better as they're like a wine. They get better as they age. The top notes tend to. They can go off. I mean, they still smell, but not. You know what it's like. I mean, I don't know how long a bottle of aftershave lasts, whether it ever goes off. There comes a point where you just think that doesn't smell quite the same. But they'll last years.
Okay. Well, Joy, I'm going to splice and dice this into another presentation that will cut out the sound issues.
Okay.
But sorry to anybody who couldn't quite keep up with that. A few people had to bail on us just because they couldn't keep up with the sound, but most people stayed through that. And again, thank you to everybody who took part. Joy, thank you for putting in so much effort to that presentation.
You're very welcome.
We'll make sure that people get that in the format in which it's intended. And thank you to everybody for coming along tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much. And as I say, if you want to just message me direct through, Aligned with Joy on Facebook, head over there and chat to me.
Yeah, and it's alignedwithjoy.com.
Is the website. Aligned with Joy is Facebook, and alignedwithjoy.com
is the website, yeah.
Thank
and then it's on the screen. So alignedwithjoy.com, everything you need there. That's the shopping channel. get yourself on there and connect with Joy.
Brilliant. Thank you. And if anybody doesn't have PayPal, contact me. They can do a back transfer too.
Yeah. Or dirty cash to the post. Joy will take cash. You know.
Oh, and
Okay.
oh, that's you. So it's just and Steve. I'm thinking my husband's not here, but that's you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I only get one little heart. You get 3, right? That's it. I'm spitting the dummy. I'm not happy now. Okay. Well, listen.
Hope
Joy,
everybody.
thank you very much. I'm going to look at a bit more closely at this anyway. So I really like the essential oil idea. I think it's a smart way to go. It's a natural way to go. I hope more people take this on board. And for people who've never been involved or looked at this before, what a time to start. You know, really, really great opportunity. So thank you, Joy. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And thank you to everybody who came along tonight.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.